So it's here. Sony finally has revealed what the PS5 controller is going to look like and a couple more details. Said some things to you. What's up, guys? It's Prez. Today I'm bringing you a video on some PlayStation 5 details. It entitles the PlayStation 5 controller and how it looks like. PlayStation said in their blog post, "We've reached an exciting milestone with the PlayStation 5, and as we're starting to ship our new controller in its final design to developers who are implementing its unique features into their games. But first, we wanted everyone in the PlayStation community to get a first look at the DualSense wireless controller and hear a vision of how the new controller will captivate more of your senses as you interact with the virtual worlds in PlayStation 5 games. The features of DualSense, along with PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech, will deliver a new feeling of immersion to players." So basically what they're saying is they are no longer calling it the DualShock. They changed names and it's called the DualSense. I'll have some images on screen right now. Basically, they are redoing the controller. It looks a little bit bigger. They're going with a white scheme this time. White with black accents, as you guys can see on screen. Looks like there's a PlayStation button right in the middle. It looks like a usable button, but it looks like the PlayStation logo. It could be one or the other. At the bottom, you have your mute mic button. So it actually comes with an internal mic, so you can actually not even use a headset. You can actually just talk to your friends. As soon as you boot up the PlayStation, go into their party, and you have a mic right on your controller. Now, they did say at least have a headset handy just for long periods of time. PlayStation also said, "After thoughtful consideration, we decided to keep much of what gamers love about the DualShock 4 intact, also adding new functionality and refining the design. Based on our discussions with developers, we concluded that the sense of touch within gameplay, much like audio, which is a big thing for them this coming season, hasn't been a big focus in many games. We had a great opportunity with PS5 to innovate by offering game creators the ability to explore how they can heighten the feeling of immersion through the new controller. This is why we adopted haptic feedback." So that's different. That's actually going to be in the triggers, which adds a variety of powerful sensations you feel when you play, such as the slow grittiness of a car driving through mud. We also incorporated adaptive triggers into the L2 and R2 buttons of DualSense, so you can truly feel the tension of your actions, like when drawing a bow to shoot an arrow. So they're going to be putting a couple of triggers here on the L2 and R2, so they can be adaptive triggers. So if you're playing a game with a bow and arrow, it'll feel like you're pulling on the actual string, which is actually pretty cool. They also continue to say this provided us with an exciting challenge to design a new controller that builds off the current generation while taking into account the new features we were adding. For example, with adaptive triggers, we had to consider how the components would fit into the hardware without giving it a bulky feeling. Our design team worked closely with our hardware engineers to place the triggers and actuators. The designers were then able to draw the lines on how the exterior of the controller will look and feel, with a challenge making the controller feel smaller than it really looks. In the picture, it looks like the size of an Xbox One controller, but it could be smaller. It could be maybe size as a DualShock 4, but we don't know yet. Haven't had any hands-on. This is just details that they gave us a couple days ago. In the end, we changed the angle of the hand triggers. We also made some subtle updates to the grip. We also took thoughtful consideration into the ways to maintain a strong battery life for DualSense's rechargeable battery and to lessen the weight of the controller as much as possible with new features were added. For the buttons, you'll notice that there is no longer a share button as we had with the DualShock 4. Don't worry, it's not going away. In fact, we've built upon the success of our industry first share button to bring you the create button. So what PlayStation and Sony are doing, they're basically keeping the share button but renaming it to the create. They aren't removing any of the buttons we love, like the share and options. They're keeping those on the controller itself. It's just going to be an ease of use. So once you click, I'm imagining that you click create, it'll take you to this dashboard where you'll be able to create gameplay videos in a few minutes and upload them to YouTube. With Create, we're once again pioneering new ways for players to create epic gameplay content to share with the world, or just to enjoy for themselves. We'll have more details on this feature when we get closer to launch. So They haven't given us a date yet. We don't know what the date might be. Everyone's speculating that it'll be holiday, obviously, for Christmas season. Hopefully this whole COVID-19 thing won't delay that or won't get pushed back. We already seen The Last of Us and a couple other games get pushed back because of COVID-19. DualSense also adds a built-in microphone array, which is the microphone that I said you'll be able to use as soon as you log into your PlayStation and talk to your friends, which will enable players to easily chat with friends without a headset. Ideal for jumping into quick conversations, but of course, if you're planning to chat for a longer period of time, it's good to have a headset handy. Now, let's talk about the colors. Traditionally, our base controllers have been a single color. Now, when they first released them, they released them with the black DualShock 4, and they ended up getting different colors later on, you know, in the life of the PlayStation 4, like the gold one that I have here, different colors, you know, customizable. As you can see, we went with a different direction this time around and decided a two-tone design. So they're going with a white and a black accented controller. They changed the position of the light bar that will be give it an extra pop, so the light bar will move to the front on DualShock 4. It's at right on top of the controller. Now it sits each side of the touchpad, giving it a slightly larger look and feel. In all, we went through several concepts and hundreds of mock-ups over the last few years before we settled on this final design. DualSense has been tested by the wide range of gamers with a variety of hand sizes in order for us to achieve the comfort level we wanted with great ergonomics. Our goal with DualSense is to give players the feeling of being transported into the game as soon as they open the box. We want gamers to feel the controller is an extension of themselves and what they're playing, so much so that they forget that it's even in their hands. So hopefully it's comfortable. Hopefully it's a comfortable design. Hopefully it's not too bulky, not too small. You know, a lot of people's hands, they're bigger than mine, and I can see the problem where the controller is a little bit too small. They always opt for a Xbox One size controller, which they have to purchase through a third-party company. And then continuing the article, we're thrilled to share the final look of the DualSense controller with our fans, and we can't wait for everyone to get their hands on it. I like to close the message with SIE President and CEO Jim Ryan to the community, and he quotes, "DualSense marks a radical departure from our previous controller offerings and captures just how strongly we feel about making a generational leap with PS5. The new controller, along with many innovative features in the PS5, will be transformative for games, continuing our mission at PlayStation to push the boundaries of play now and in the future. To the PlayStation community, I truly want you for sharing this exciting journey with us as we head towards PlayStation 5's launch in holiday 2020. So right there, we have a small hint of when it's coming out. So hopefully for Christmas time, it'll be released, or we can start pre-ordering November, October, right around there. That way we can get our hands on it for the holiday season. We look forward to sharing more information about PS5, including the console design, in the coming months. And that is coming from PlayStation Blog, Jim Ryan, President and CEO of Sony Entertainment. Now, my thoughts on the PlayStation 5 controller, DualSense, you know, they've been doing things with the DualShock. They haven't changed anything ergonomic wise. They've been using the same controller design for years. Now it works, and I just want to get my hands on the DualSense so I can feel it. I can feel the triggers and just see how it responds to different developers' games and how they incorporate that into the triggers. Now, hopefully you guys liked the video. Let me know what you think about the controller, aka the DualSense, in the comments, and make sure to give a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Said something to you.